Alright, week 3. I put on my log of hours that I worked in the art class, but that was wrong. I actually worked in the English class in the middle school with the teacher Jennifer Conrad, or I don't remember her last name, but JC, basically. I was there Tuesday, September 3rd from 7:45 to 3:30. Wednesday, September 4th from 7:45 to 3:35. Thursday, September 5th from 8:05 to 8:35. And then Friday, September 6th from 8 to 1:30. So for a total of 28 hours and 35 minutes. So over the course of the past 3 weeks, I've worked 86 hours and 5 minutes for journal number 1. Back to the second week, I forgot one of the challenges I faced was the art teacher was trying to tell a joke with one of the A's. He's big on Ohio, and he signs OHIO for Ohio. And so she was trying to explain a joke about an Ohio, I guess, football player and an Alabama football player, and about putting a puzzle together that took the Ohio player, I don't know, 3 days or something to finish. I can't remember exactly now. But basically, and they asked the Ohio player why it took him so long and something or another. But when I was trying to explain it, a lot of the words she was using don't, to me, to my knowledge, don't have signs. So I was fingerspelling a lot of it, and then of course he was left like, oh, okay. And I explained to her that he probably didn't understand the joke because I wasn't able to sign it very clearly. And so it probably wasn't too funny for him. And I even offered, I was going to ask Jared Hogue, who I knew from doing my practicum class with him back like 2 years ago, if he would, I was going to ask him if he was willing to sign the joke for me, and maybe it would be better off, but she said forget it. So I let her know that I wasn't able to sign it clearly because I didn't know a lot of the signs, so I had to fingerspell a lot of it. And then also I should have explained to her that hearing humor and deaf humor is a little bit different. Some things that are funny to us make no sense in deaf culture. But it probably was my ability too. I've never been faced with having to tell a joke before in signs. So it was something new to me and something that I should work on or practice with somebody because I had no idea what to do. When she said I'm going to tell him a joke, I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? But anyways, that was that. So the log is actually wrong in regards to week 3 in what class I was in. I wasn't in the art class. I was in the English class in the middle school. Just letting you know. So her name is Jennifer, and she's been there for a year, and this is her second year there. And pretty much Flint wants her to sign for herself as much as possible, and then for me to step in where she needs me. She asked me a couple of signs because they have vocabulary words, and so I took it upon myself to go ask Wes because he wants them to try to sign the same thing in all the classes so the students have one sign to learn and look at and relate to that word for the week. So I asked him what the signs were, and he's gone over with her what the signs are that he wants her to use. And there was one in particular, like akin, and it means like related by blood. And so we were doing family, and like blood, um, it's the same. And then Wes looked it up and he was like, you can just do relationship, so we gave him different options for their spelling test that was on Friday, just so they knew basically what it meant and then a sign that they could use to it. To me, this, in regards to people, I just think like boyfriend and girlfriend. I wasn't thinking about related by blood in a relationship, but now I know it works either. And they have fry words that they do every week, or maybe not every week, but they did it while I was there. And basically they go through words until they miss 10. And one of them was space, and my brain automatically went to space. So I explained, you have the world and then you have the universe, and out there in the sky where there's the stars and the moon and the sun, and that's space. And then I went back and asked Wes, did he have a sign for space? And I didn't even think of this, like basically empty space. There's space right there. So then I went back and told Jennifer and told the student, just to clarify and give them more options on space. Sometimes I've learned, and that's going to be a learning thing for me always, is what we've been drilled and drilled and drilled. There's not just one sign for one word. Different signs for different words depending on the context of what's being talked about. And anyways, I've learned that a lot with the fry words, trying to explain to the students depending on what the word is. I'm like, well, you can have this or you can have this. So Jennifer's doing pretty good with trying to sign as much as she can, and just basically she just wants sign clarification when need be, which I'm always there to help if in that regards. Now, one setback for me is the 6th grade class. They're reading a book, and it's about Hercules basically in Greek mythology. So the names I've instructed, I'm like, why don't y'all give them sign names? And so they have, and then Wes told me, because they did like Zeus like this on their body, and he goes, well, since he's a god, it should have been more, right on the face in regards to what he is. I was like, well, I understand, and that makes more sense, but I just let the students give him a sign name, and that's what they gave him. And he was like, okay. And so throughout the book, I've come across challenges, and even the teacher has, with the names of the cities, and I've fingerspelled them, and she's had to fingerspell them for me. She can't even pronounce the cities, and neither can I, in regards to some of them. Some of them I've heard before, I can, and that's not a problem. But others are definitely out there. And so, for example, even with board and stuff, she's changed it in regards to their tests. She says pig. She writes on the board pig instead of boar, and different things like that. I learned, because I was discussing a bull and I signed cow and I said it's a boy cow, and the one girl did this and was like showing me. I was like, because I like that. I've never seen that before for bull, but it makes sense because their horns are there and that's their character traits. So that has been a challenge, doing Greek mythology. I never thought I would be doing Greek mythology again. Same issue, some of the students, their desire to want to learn, it's just saddening, and there's 3 students there that they have brand new that have never learned any signs at all, and 2 of them can talk for themselves and pretty much hear if you talk loud enough, but one of the students you can't understand his speech, and he doesn't understand signs, and he doesn't want to talk to you, and he doesn't, and I feel for him. And when we had our spelling test on Friday, or not even the spelling test yet, we had another test about a book they were reading, and he was supposed to pick one of the choices off the board, and he was writing down all the choices, and she was trying to explain to him that you just pick one, and so he got really frustrated when she erased it, and he didn't finish writing down all the choices. And so we just looked, and like, she'll look at me when he talks to him like, I don't understand him either. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. Can't voice for somebody that I can't understand the words. So that's been a challenge, and I explained to her in regards to his test. I was like, maybe you should just test him later when it's just one-on-one and y'all can sit down and do it. Because, I mean, I felt for him like I think any human being would. He still ended up getting them all incorrect, but I think that was more beneficial for him one-on-one time to do that. I don't know. That's my opinion. She told me thank you for being there for her. She appreciated it. A lot of the kids, though, like I said, their lack of willingness to do anything. She'll ask them a question, and their answers are just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. No, I'm not doing it. No, 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 no. Just major attitudes, and I don't know what to say. I mean, there's nothing I could do about that, but in regards to middle school students, that transition from being a kid to being a teenager is way different.